If you sample Africans on what they think is the solution to the problem of underdevelopment, a lot of them are likely to tell you that the solution lies in electing technocrats in government. Some might even go as far as say that the solution is having benevolent dictators. Now, the myth of a strong messianic figure is very common in Africa. In Nigeria, for instance, many people idolize the likes of Jerry Rawlings or Muammar Gaddafi, But how true is it that technocrats or benevolent dictators are able or are more likely to drive growth and development? Now, for William Easterly in his book, The Tyranny of Experts, he makes three major arguments in this book against the idea of having technocrats, the idea of having benevolent dictators. Now, the first arm of the argument is between blank slate and learning from history. He argues that technocrats should be very careful of postulating theories and ideas on how to grow the economy. We've got to learn of how development has worked over time, of how growth, has worked over time. Technocrats, international organizations like the World Bank, IMF, should be careful of their policy proposals that have no recourse to historical precedent. Now, the second arm of the argument is between nations versus individuals. Now, oftentimes when we think about development, we tend to think about it from the standpoint of the government or from the standpoint of the country and not from the standpoint of individuals. Now, he makes a case in this book that, historically speaking, development has largely been driven by individuals who were free to pursue their creative instinct, to pursue their entrepreneurial instinct. So essentially what he's saying is we've got to canvas for societies where people have the freedom to do whatever it is they want to do, because it is individuals that are likely to drive development and not the government, and not technocrats, and not dictators. Now, the last arm of the argument is between conscious design and spontaneous solutions. So it makes the case that if you can predict innovation, then that is not innovation. Innovation is something that happens spontaneously. Growth and development have largely happened spontaneously over time. And so this idea of having a centrally planned policy framework on how to grow the economy is likely not to work. Again, this point ties back to the second argument about individuals versus nations. When people have the freedom to pursue their entrepreneurial instinct, their creative instinct, they are the ones that will drive development, however spontaneously. So overall, this book is again the idea of having technocrats postulating their theories or having dictators. And there's an interesting thing going on in Africa right now. There are a couple of African countries that recently reverted to military coups, and a lot of Africans actually celebrated, those coups. But again, we've got to be careful. Dictators do not drive growth and development. We've got to be careful of canvassing for dictators. We've got to be careful of what we wish for. Rather, we've got to canvass for having free societies where people are able to do whatever it is they want to do, because it is people, it is individuals that will drive growth and development at the end of the day. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the arguments William Easterly makes in this book. I'll see you guys in the next one.